There were several things that were unique about the event. One is the amazing collection of people in the room, so you know that. These were interesting array of people with different perspectives, very bright, very articulate, very caring about this. So the I don't think I've had this kind of conversation, not for a long time, at such a high and conceptual level. So I thought that was unique. And the second piece that made it unique was the use of experiential educational techniques to get us to clarify our own thinking, to surface new ideas, to do it in a way that was creative and that was fun. And so I have to say the day passed very quickly, and that is unique for a day-long meeting, absolutely. I think so often in education we're looking at the simplest level. Did the child learn to do X? And the example in this case was, did the child learn to say Birkat Hamazon? And there are so many levels beyond that in which we can ask the question about what did it mean to the child, what message about how we eat, how we care about where our food comes from, who we eat with, how we do that. And a higher level even about what does it mean to say a blessing, and what are the blessings in our lives, and how do we understand that, and why do we do that. And as soon as I started to think about learning on these different levels and not merely on the behavioral level, it really opened up my whole thinking about what the whole educational enterprise was about, and therefore what, from a research perspective, we needed to be thinking about. As a researcher, I'm always interested in the role that research plays in helping the Jewish community do its work. And I think there's some interplay between how researchers think and what practitioners do. So if a meeting like today, where we're generating theory essentially and concepts, can be used with the practitioners to help them think about the why of what they're doing. Why do I teach this? Why do I do it in this way? I think that at the same time we improve the research, we can elevate practice. And as the two grow, they should grow by influencing each other in their growth. There's a host of issues we did not deal with today. This was clearly a first conversation, and many more conversations are going to be needed. And one we didn't deal with is the politics of research and all of the implied meanings of the research. And it's one thing for a central agency to say, here are the outcomes, this is what we think should be measured, this is what we're going to measure. And for people who are designing programs to say, we have done the work of developing a logic model, and this is what we believe, this is how we think our program works, and this is what we believe that we are achieving, and this is what we value in that. And until those two pieces are put together, what a central agency values, what the researchers are interested in doing, and what the practitioners know to be the case about their programs, it's not going to work, because there is a politics to all of this that's going to have to be looked at. I believe that the field does need a good set of metrics. Until we have a way to measure what we're doing, it's very hard to assess it in some objective way, in some way that's comparable over time and across programs, et cetera, et cetera. So I feel this drive that the BJE, SAGES, JESNA has for developing metrics is well placed. And I think what happened today is we both started to explore that in a very broad and conceptual sense, and we also struggled a lot with whether it's even possible. And that kind of conversation has to take place, because at some point we need to both get over those hurdles, establish the metrics, and not lose sight of the vast diversity and creativity that's in the field and reduce it to a set of metrics. And all of that has to happen, and I think today was a very important first step in that direction.